Good morning. It's Woohoo Wednesday. I'm actually filming this on Tuesday, and kind of a sad Tuesday. You see, Woohoo Wednesday and 5-Minute Friday and Sermon Netties. It's all brought to you by Nettie, who wants to spread a little love and kindness, teach others to be the light, and to teach you to be a first responder in love. Well, right now, how to respond in love is questionable because, well, it just is. I stand with those who seek justice. I stand with those whose intentions in the world are to be loving people. And I stand guilty of growing up in a world where messages of love have been confusing, to say the least. You'll hear a little bit more about that in Sermon Nettie on Sunday because, unfortunately, some of us people are still learning just how to respond to the hurting in the world. And I'm going to be a little vulnerable here and quote one of my favorite scriptures in the Bible, Micah 6:8. Because my goal is simply to do what's required by my God to bring love into the world. I'm not just going to quote it, I'm going to kind of sing it. What does the Lord require of me? What does the Lord require of me? To seek justice and love kindness and walk humbly with my God. So there's no Woohoo Wednesday today. What we're doing is repeating something about worry and concern, because it's just time to be concerned, not worried. It's time to be motivated in love and be willing to learn from others. So the repeat you're going to see isn't really as relevant to the situation this week as much as it is relevant to what you can do. So here we go.
Someone asked me, "Aren't you worried about the state of the world?" I allowed myself to breathe, and then I said, "What is most important is not to allow your anxiety about what happens in the world to fill your heart. If your heart is filled with anxiety, you will get sick, and you will not be able to help. There are wars, big and small, in many places, and that can cause us to lose our peace. Anxiety is the illness of our age. We worry about ourselves, our family, our friends, our work, and the state of the world. If we allow worry to fill our hearts, sooner or later, we will get sick." So you want to know what my answer is, right? Nettie, what's your big answer? Well, if you become worried, you may be doing nothing, and you may not want to do anything because you stew and chew. Because it says if you change your words and attitude to concern, you become motivated to do something about it. Fear is a motivator of worry, but love is the motivator of concern. Those of us who recognize that we are worried all the time can choose concern over worry. It's got to be a choice first, that we want to be able to do something about our circumstances, or even if it's something in the big world where decisions are being made to drop bombs or something, there's still something we can do. There is. But you know what? I think it is spirit that is the one that grasps onto concern. It is our upbringing in compassion and kindness and love that helps us turn the corner and separate worry from concern. So once we get that, we realize that all we're doing by taking one step at a time is lighting one candle at a time, lighting up our hearts and our mind. We have to be the light in the world. And you start with yourself. Light a candle for your anxiety. Put it out. Put it out. Then relight that candle for your concern for self and others. And think of one thing you can do. And you know what? The one thing you can do is pass the light on. It can just be at the grocery store. You can say to the clerk, "You are doing such a good job. Thank you for being here." You can smile at somebody on the street. If you're on Facebook, post something positive every day. Be the light. Because once you do, others are going to pick up that light. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to be empowered to pass their light on. You know, we are all bigger than the negative in the world. Love always wins. It's true. And I am impassioned by that thought. Make it your passionate goal to prove to the world that love always wins. As we take our steps one step at a time to light up the world, the darkness is going to fall out. The ideas that are negative are going to fall off one at a time. And people are going to give in, because in all of history, as bad as it's ever been, love has rose to the top, or risen to the top. Love has risen to the top. My concern is for those who are giving up on love. My concern are for those who decide power is much more important than love, because they're going to get stuck there. And the world that is anxious is not productive. A world that is worried is going to sit and stew and chew. So my faithful followers, start with your own heart, with your own body, with your own mind. Light up the world from a place of empowerment, from a place of concern. Take action. Take action. We are here to be first responders in love. And when we do that, we are the light. Carry your light out into the world. Don't be crappy, be happy. Don't be worried, be concerned. Nettie loves you.
It is an anxious time, and we do find ourselves in places of anxiety. So sit with that for a while. Go over a few of the things that Nettie just taught you, because we have to respond to this crisis in our nation, not just the COVID-19, which is being forgotten. There's so many hurting people. We're so vulnerable. But we have to reach out in ways that we are gifted. We have to be intentional and loving. So it's time for us to sit with what we need to do. Put away your worry. Do not worry, but be concerned, Be motivated by love and be motivated by concern to figure out just how you will respond, and maybe to figure out where you've been lacking. Nettie has figured that out. And to tell you the truth, it's a fluid discernment, because we learn every day where our concern for our Black and brown community has just not been quite adequate. But what it really takes is a willingness to learn from our brothers and sisters who feel so violated. We need to listen. So I will continue to listen, and I ask forgiveness in the places where I haven't understood quite what they're trying to tell me. And for any words that have not been healing words in times of this kind of confusion, Nettie says, I'm sorry. And that my intention is to walk hand in hand with every person, even those who are less than loving, to try and make our world a better place. Be the light. Be a first responder in love. Nettie loves you.